talking to a friend of mine at the fire hall. I was working at the fire hall at that time, and he said, well, maybe we should go and see if we could help them out. And there was a meeting that night or the next night, I can't remember which. So I said, yeah, let's go. So I went, and he never showed up. So I said to them, it was in Wilf Hill's basement where we had the meeting, and Wilf was one of the directors of the team. And I said, oh, I'd just like to help out. So they made me the equipment manager. Well, before the year was out, I was running the team. There was just nobody there, you know. Well, they were of the mind at that time, you don't pay players. Well, you don't bring players in unless you're going to pay them. So the first one we went after was Jack Byford. He was a good defenseman for Vancouver. We got over and talked to Stan Joseph. He was the goalie of the Vancouver team. And we told him we wanted him to come and play with us. And Stan said, well, you know, yeah, you wouldn't mind coming. And we said, well, how much is Vancouver paying you? Well, just $25, he said. We said, those cheapskates, we'll give you $250. So over we came, Stan came. And Jack beyond us, ready to go to camp, the Boston camp. He's a hockey player. And so we got his address and gave him the pitch and said, would he be interested in coming to the Salmonbellies? And he said, well, yeah, he would for a price, you know. We offered him, I think, $1,500. Well, that wasn't going to do it. So anyway, he came back, he wanted $3,500. And I looked at Harry and he said, Jesus, where are we going to get that money? Well, we thought we got a bit of a plan together and figured we could do it. So we raised the dough, we brought him out and signed him, picked him up at the airport. On the way back from the airport, he's rubbing his knee. And I said, what the hell's the matter with your knee? Oh, shit, he said, I didn't play the last 2 hockey games in the playoffs. He said, I got a bum knee. When we told him, look, we brought you here to score goals and win games, but we brought you to put some fans in the seats. He said, don't worry, I'll do that, you know. We went to the team and we had a meeting. We said, we have an opportunity to get this guy. We're going to have to pay him. Do you want us to try and get him? By all means, they said, should get him. So we got him. He put money in everybody's pocket because the players split. We paid all the expenses. That was the deal we made with the players. We'd pay all the travel fees, we'd pay all the expenses, but they would get all the gate receipts. So we went on that premise that we were going to bring more fans in, and we upped the price from 50 cents to $1. That helped a little bit too. So then we're all gung-ho, you know. Here we were in the Mann Cup, and we're bringing this hotshot team out from Ontario, and I think we beat them 20-7 the first game. They were called the Welland-Cronin Switzens or something. So the Mann Cup was just a 4-game sweep, you know. Probably Jack beyond his best year. He scored 74 goals and had 70 assists. He got 144 points, and Cliff Seppic was the second highest scorer, and he had 74 points. So he doubled it. I mean, he was just so fantastic. Well, then Peterborough came out. Well, they had a fairly good team. You know, they had Bobby Allen and they had Moose Wooten, but we whipped them 4 straight. But they were pretty good games, you know. They weren't really close, but they were a pretty good team, but we beat them handily. So that was the year that we went back east, and we picked up Bobby Allen and John Servey. We tried to get Bill Chisholm to come. Bill said, no, he was a Burrard. He wasn't going to play for no Salmonbelly team. You know? So we went back there and we beat Brampton 4 straight. They had a new team every night. We said, as long as they're from the east, we don't care. You can put anybody on the floor. So anyway, we won the Mann Cup. So anyway, the Brooklyn team comes out. And up to this point, we had won 12 Mann Cup games, 12 straight. We beat Switzens, Peterborough, and Brampton. So we played the first game, and by this time, I'm the general manager. Harry had stepped down. I was the general manager, and Bill Armstrong was the team manager. And we played the first game, and we beat them 13-7. I thought, oh, Jesus, here we go again, you know, another one of these series. So anyway, the second game, they beat us in overtime. A great game, but they beat us in overtime. So now it's 1-1, so I'm happy now. Well, the third game, they beat us 13-7. We're down 2-1 now, you know. The third game, they beat us about 12-8. Now it's 3-1. I thought, holy Jesus, this wasn't supposed to happen, you know. So anyway, the fifth game, we beat them 8-7. It turned out at the time there was a beer strike in BC, and you couldn't get any beer. We had an inn with the Russell Hotel, so we could get our beer, but the team was staying, the other team was staying there, and they gave them the room downstairs, so all they had was hard liquor. You know, now they're drinking the hard liquor for about 10 days. And we play the sixth game, and we just blew them out, you know. And then we blew them out the second game. They didn't have anything left. So that was my most satisfying Mann Cup, because it was the least talented that won. And 72, of course, Brampton is back out here. Well, you know what the Salmonbellies did to Brampton in 72. They took them 4 straight. In 74, the Salmonbellies are back, and they win again. They win the Mann Cup in 74. 75, Vancouver went out here. In 76, the Salmonbellies won, and they went back east. And that was the first time a team had won since 62, since we were back there, won in 62. And then in 91, they won again. And my son was coaching that year. We had a meeting, and I said, well, I'm going to run for the first vice president. So I ran, and I got elected, you know. So I did the first vice president for a year, and then I ran for the president. Well, I ran against a guy named Eric Caruso from back east, and I was elected president in I guess it would be about 1970 to 72. How the alumni came about, that's another story. Jack Bionda died, so we put together a group. We're going to have a big memorial service at the Elks Club, and we got, oh geez, there must have been 300 people there. And after it was over, we said, you know, it's a shame that this is the only time we meet. Maybe we should start an alumni. So we called a meeting. 30 guys turn up, alumni, you know, and we start putting things together. I took over as chairman. I took over from Fred Sparks, who was a school teacher in town here. He did a good job and kept the thing together. And then we thought we were going to have a golf tournament to raise some money. So we started our golf tournament out at Poppy Estates, and we're going to have our 16th one this year. And we've managed to raise a fair few dollars, you know, and it's always successful. Everybody enjoys themselves. We give away 5 scholarships every year. We help out players maybe down on their luck a little bit. We've helped out a few of the players. Give them money. Travel, we help out all the minors. If it's out of province travel, we pick up the tab for that. Just that, Jesus, every time we go to our wind-up banquets, I say, look, I'm not going to be around forever. We got to win another Mann Cup. And I think that this coming year, we maybe have a good chance. I got 3 jobs I do. I sell program ads, I sell dinner tickets, and I sell sweater sponsors. And that's what I do. And I say, look, I'm not doing anything else. You guys can run the rest of it. So, you know, here I am, what, 90, going on 93, and I'm still doing it. They say, well, don't you think it's about time you quit? And I said, well, it keeps me alive. You know, I enjoy doing it. I've tried to pass some of my programs over to Carol Goss one year, and she went around, and they all said, well, where's Jack? You know, so I took them back again next year.